Hey everyone, welcome to another science lesson video recap. Today we're going to be discussing the circulatory and respiratory systems. Our lesson goals are to identify the major structures and functions of the circulatory system, to analyze the components of blood, to examine the major structures and functions of the respiratory system, and describe how breathing and gas exchange occur. Our lesson question is, how do the circulatory and respiratory systems deliver important substances? Cells produce energy through cellular respiration. In cellular respiration, sugar molecules react with oxygen to produce carbon dioxide, water, and energy. Now, your circulatory system is going to carry and deliver important substances to your cells, things like oxygen, sugars, amino acids, and other substances, and will also pick up waste materials from your cells, including things like carbon dioxide. Now, an artery carries blood away from the heart, while veins carry blood back to the heart. And capillaries are very thin blood vessels that connect arteries and veins. The heart is an organ with four chambers or open spaces. You have your atria, which are the upper chambers of the heart that receive blood from veins and empty into the ventricles. Ventricles that are the lower chambers of the heart that receive blood from the atria and push it into the arteries. And valves, which are structures that ensure the flow of blood goes in one direction. Now, the heart pumps blood when its muscles contract. When the atria relax, blood flows into the heart. When atria contract and the ventricles relax, blood is pushed into the ventricles. And when the ventricles contract, blood is pushed out of the heart. Now, blood pressure against the walls of the arteries is made by the beating of your heart, and it's highest near the heart. Now, blood pressure must be maintained at a certain level to keep the body healthy. Blood without oxygen goes to the lungs to pick up oxygen and then goes back to the heart. Blood with oxygen goes to the cells of the body, and as blood flows through the circulatory system, it picks up waste materials like carbon dioxide. Breaking down the components of blood now, the plasma is the fluid part of the blood, and a white blood cell is a type of blood cell that protects against pathogens. Pathogens are agents that can cause infection and disease. You also have platelets, which are cell fragments in blood that help in blood clotting. So whenever you get a cut, it helps form that scab. And then red blood cells, which are a type of blood cell that carry oxygen throughout the body. Now, the functions of the respiratory system: it provides a way for oxygen from the air to enter the body, it delivers oxygen to the blood, and removes and releases carbon dioxide from the blood. Going over the pathway of air through the respiratory system now, air enters the human body through the two openings of the nose. Air passes through the nasal cavity or empty space in the nose, and air then travels to the pharynx. The pharynx connects the nasal cavity to the larynx. From the pharynx, air travels to the larynx. The larynx connects the pharynx to the trachea, which connects the larynx to the lungs. Air enters the bronchi, which are tubes that connect the trachea to the lungs. And then air then flows into the lungs where oxygen is absorbed by the body. In the lung, the bronchi branch out and end in alveoli. Alveoli are the sac-like structures in the lungs where gas exchange takes place. Now, carbon dioxide from the blood is absorbed by the alveoli, and oxygen in the alveoli is absorbed by the blood. This brings us back to our lesson question: how do the circulatory and respiratory systems deliver important substances? Well, the circulatory system delivers important substances to the cells of the body through the heart and blood vessels. The respiratory system delivers oxygen and removes carbon dioxide from the body through the nose, nasal cavity, pharynx, larynx, trachea, bronchi, and lungs. Now, that is it for today, guys. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out on Google Classroom, and we'll talk to you guys soon.